You're listening to Off the Top Podcast. Welcome. This is Off the Top Podcast. I am Itshissound or Shep Music.
I am Nirvana Paris.
Hey, you aced the intro this time after last week. But yeah, we're on episode 3, guys. If you're still listening, thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's becoming a bit of a little like nighttime habit after the nighttime walks.
And you know what? It's just enjoying to just sit down, chill, baby's in bed, just have a chat.
Yeah, have a chat.
Get it off your chest.
Put the chat on mic.
Yeah, literally.
And let everyone else listen to us. So yeah, episode 3 is actually titled Living in a Hostel.
Da-da-dam.
We're going to tell you about...
The moment you lot have all been waiting for.
Yeah, they always say to us, what was it like living in a hostel?
Oh my God, so many questions.
So yeah, what was it like being homeless?
Yeah.
Being homeless we're going to save that part for another time, because when we got into the hostel, we weren't really homeless anymore. We was then classed as being
Really,
housed.
we should have done it the other way around.
We should have, but you know what? Like, that just leaves...
It's exciting, innit?
That's what I mean. Star Wars was a story that was told backwards.
Yeah, you get them films that are played backwards.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So,
ain't it like them Benjamin Button?
I'm cleverer than you think, Nirvana. That's the thing. You don't think about those things, but you're the co-host for different reasons, because you're the normalist. Like, you're the person, you're like my market research. I use you because like you're the person that don't think in that way. I think like marketing and how to make people click and think for certain things, and you like are just the normal person that tells me if it's just a load of rubbish. That's the thing. And
you're very serious about things, everything. Like, so I try and make the fun out of it all.
We're supposed to be talking about living in a hostel, but yeah, we're just like ranting. But yeah, let's just stay on topic.
Come, let's go.
Let's get straight into it. So as we said, guys, yeah, we did live in a hostel. We lived in the Dawn Centre.
If anyone knows about the Dawn Centre, that's the response. You'd think straight away like,
That's what I mean. No, some people would probably be like, ugh.
Yeah, very like, ugh.
That's the thing. But yeah, it's not a very nice hostel.
It's not.
It's in Leicester. Nice. It's that one that's near the train station, and that's why you do normally get a lot of like, should we say, people
unfortunate people.
Yeah, not people who've not got houses,
basically.
And some of them are doing the wrong things, but yeah, like, doesn't matter what they're doing, they live there, basically.
That's them, yeah.
They live there.
Let's not talk about that.
So yeah, this hostel wasn't very nice is basically what we're getting at. It wasn't the people who work there's fault. It was just...
No.
I suppose it's just one of them things. Like, some people who live there were there for bad reasons.
Some were for bad reasons, sorry guys. Some were for bad reasons, but others were for reasons that maybe, situations that are uncontrollable in their life, and they're just stuck in a rut, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, because we weren't there for bad reasons. No. I'm not saying that. I just mean like, that's why you found a lot of, I'd say like unfortunates or down and outs. Like, that's because some people are at that point of their life because they've put themselves there.
But the Leicester City Council is just...
They need to do more.
They're slack, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, we can.
We're talking about this.
This is off the top, right, mate. Now. You can say whatever you like.
So, talking about this place right now, wow. Just put it this way. You cannot have kids around that building, okay? So, do not take your kids around that building.
Any adults, like, listening, just
seriously
need to know that she's being serious.
I am being serious.
She actually is. So yeah, let's talk about some of the rules that the hostel had, like, that were strange to us, that would be strange to someone that's never been in a hostel before.
Okay, so
the first rule that got me on the first night here, I thought, was there's a curfew.
No, that don't get me.
No,
do you know why?
That got me because
most hostels have curfews.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, I was in a mother and baby unit, and that had a hostel.
A curfew.
A curfew.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, but it got me because I thought,
after not being on curfew,
you'd assume
and the police,
that people when people just say, and excuse when I'm saying this, because I don't feel this way, or I wouldn't want to class these people this way, but usually you'd hear people say, oh, tramps, they're just sleeping out in the street and that. So you'd assume that there isn't a curfew for the hostel. But you kind of
Yeah.
figure out, because of that rule, that a lot of those people
Yeah.
are out on the
actually
street
on the
because
streets.
they
Yeah.
don't want to go to the hostel.
Or they go to the hostel, but they get
got there
turned
too
away.
late.
Yeah, or they get turned away because there's too many people.
because there's too many people. You're right, and they don't
Yeah,
get
that
let
was
in.
crazy rule.
That's another crazy.
That never
rule. Go on.
happened for us.
Say that.
Like that. Well, it did actually. It did. So there was a rule where there was only allowed up to a maximum of certain people, and this was just to stay in like a dormitory. So it's like not even in your own room. You're in a room full of other people that you don't even know. You know, people that have slept on the street that night
It's
before.
like being banged up abroad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what I feel like. I didn't sleep
But,
in the night. I didn't in the
People
in the
actually
man's
got
one.
turned away, didn't they? People
There were
got
people
turned
getting turned away,
away. They had to go and sleep on the street. We had someone asking if they could sleep in our car, and it was like, no way.
Yeah,
So
there was some crazy people.
you
out
know,
there, man.
crazy.
That guy
that was one
could
of
sleep in the
the.
car. He weren't crazy, man. I actually
No,
liked
he
him.
was all right. And if you're listening to this and you know who you are, then you know I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, out of respect, we wouldn't say his name anyway.
No, definitely, but.
Do you get what I mean? We're not going to expose anyone's name.
You know, he
on
was
this
actually
episode.
nice. He was understanding. He was trying to make something out of his life, and you could see that. But at the same time, he had his own issues. All of them did in there.
There's a lot of people in there as well. I've mentioned it on my TikTok before, but they are on Class A drugs. Mm-hmm. That's their problem.
And the hostel,
They don't see it as a
you'd
problem.
think having a key worker in the hostel, you'd think that they'd be trying to help and encourage them to do better in their lives. You'd think they would be, you know, not forcing them, but the kind of people that they are, taking track of their mind and helping them bid, probably taking them in a room and bid for properties and stuff. But that's how they keep them in that place. And that's why what I'm saying is Leicester City Council, they have all these people stuck in a rut.
Yeah, and they're making money off that.
Yeah.
That's true. I can say
They're
that.
laughing at their
The homelessness
misfortunate.
in your city, if you live in the UK, probably makes money, and you wouldn't believe it. How like
you get
about-
funded.
Yeah, exactly. Think about all these people that were on the streets, and then you've got all the councils that have swept them all off the streets now because of, well, I don't want to say it, but because of the
Yeah.
basically, like they're all now in hotels, and who's paying for that? That's housing benefit that pays for that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So
Yeah.
obviously it just shows you that they can help those
Exactly.
people
They fund
all the
people.
time, but then they just choose not to at certain points. Like the people getting turned away from them hostels, where were they sleeping? They
Yeah.
were just sleeping out on the street like them nights, and the
Or
council know
outside
it,
the
like,
actual building,
and-
weren't it?
Yeah, and we know of so many empty properties.
We
because
actually filmed that man as well. Sorry to the man if you're here.
that he actually didn't
watching.
mind like being on the
No,
camera, because I think
but-
he wanted to highlight it as well, to say that there's a lot of people that are good people that are in this situation that are sleeping on cardboard on the.
He was actually on the floor.
Do you get what I mean? Because he got turned away from the hostel. He slept outside the hostel doors because it was just like, well, I've
I
got
don't
nowhere else
blame
to
him.
go.
Yeah, I would
Like-
have done that in all honesty. But there was an old woman in there. It was crazy, man.
There was a lot of stuff going on, man. But yeah, what
Let's
other rules
move
were
on.
there? There was like, okay,
Food.
yeah, the food. You had to.
Wow.
You didn't have a choice when you stayed there. Yeah, if you didn't want to eat there, and you had to. That was part of like your package. You had to pay for that regardless. There was loads of things that
Even
you
if
were
you
like.
didn't want
It was
to
like
eat.
staying at a hotel, yeah, and having all these extras like added in, but you didn't actually ask for them, but you had to
Yeah.
pay for them. Like that was
And
how it
it's
went.
like you're on timings for them. So you've got breakfast time at like 8
Yeah, it's like
till
being in a
9.
hotel, isn't it? That's a hotel.
Yeah, then you've got like lunch at like 12. And then you've got dinner at like 3.
It's like being at school or being in jail. That's what it reminds me of. Something
yeah,
like that.
and
Like
it's
where
just like...
I don't know if that helps people find houses. For some people, maybe it's the routine that helps them just keep staying.
People were enjoying it in there, though.
Because obviously some of them people had come straight out of jail. And yeah, they were just enjoying that little
There
bit
were
of
so
freedom
many
that they had.
disgusting people in there, guys. It was...
Oh, I don't know, man. You know what it was? I felt sorry for some people, and then there was other people I felt like, you're not even trying anymore. Like, you've just gave up.
Give up. You
Yeah,
can
that was
see
the
that
bad
they've
thing.
given up. And
That was
all.
the bad thing. What was one of the worst things that happened to us while we were in there?
One of the worst things that happened to us. Wow. Okay, so being heavily pregnant, this was one of mine as well, but being heavily pregnant and not being able to just go and make myself some food, or
Yeah, you weren't allowed to have your own cooking stuff. In your
going
room.
up to the toaster to see that there's all like bird-looking doo-doo on there.
Because there was one.
And then it got set on fire.
That's what I mean. There was people in there that weren't capable of making their own dinner and that.
So we weren't allowed.
No one was allowed to have like anything like. You couldn't even have a heater in your room. It was crazy, man.
I know. We actually took our own heater in the room, and that got confiscated. Someone set fire to their room.
Yeah, remember. Someone was messing around with the fire alarm and that. He'd figured it out. Oh my god. The rules protected us, but at the same time, they made you feel well small. And you was paying a lot of money to stay there as well. That's the other thing that people get confused about hostels. You assume that they're free, but they're not. You have to claim benefits, or you have to have some sort of money coming in, that they then take off of you anyway.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So then that's
why...
There
was a working man in there, weren't there?
Yeah, that guy. He was paying a lot more than what we was like paying, because we weren't working when we were staying in the hostel.
Exactly.
So he was paying like probably 3 times what we had to pay to stay there.
Yeah.
And that was cutting into his like work like paycheck massively. And it was bad. The council shouldn't have put him in there. No. That was silly, man.
They shouldn't have put us in there. I was pregnant.
And that's what I mean. So yeah, even that, like, explain that part. We didn't actually know you were pregnant before we went in there.
No, we didn't.
That was the thing.
We ended up getting a room in there. We was actually before that sleeping on the floor. So we were sleeping on the floor in this book room.
Was that even allowed? That's what I mean.
No, that weren't allowed.
I think that was just because they felt bad for us and they knew we weren't bluffing. Like, we was literally sleeping outside the doors, like
in the car.
Like, what did they want us to do?
That's a different topic.
But yeah, we'll save that for another topic. But yeah.
But so yeah, we were talking about rules about the thing before that.
Yeah, the hotel, the hostel rules. I won't even call it a hotel, man. It's a hostel, isn't it?
So we were talking about the rules, and so one of the rules were obviously not being able to go and cook your own food or whatever, and the other rule was for both of us. What was it? What was the other rule?
Which one? What, like?
No, there was another rule.
Yeah, the food. I don't know. You'll have to come back to that if you can remember it. If you can remember what it was.
I'll have to.
But yeah, like even the food, like let's go on to that. Like you said, like you felt deprived.
Oh my god.
You couldn't cook for yourself. Like we've said that how that felt and like not being able to cook.
Yeah,
and
so like for example, the food, it was just like slop. So there was one time I'll never forget it.
And we won't say no names, but I'm sorry if you work there or if you have to live there and you know, like everybody in there, even the staff knows which cook can't cook.
Yeah.
So letting that person cook, we'll just say that now, and it like was a bad idea.
Do you know what? Yeah, listen, I'm not even gonna lie. Like I thank them for letting us stay there, but at the same time, I don't thank them in the sense of they wasn't helping us. We was doing everything. We was going to them every single day, every week, and it was like.
But can I throw something in there? Maybe that's the difference between us and a lot of the people that stayed there. Like we've already said.
Yeah, like the staff weren't expecting us to be like that. I don't think they was expecting not to give a crap.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, no, talking about the food. So there was one time when we was queuing up, I thought, yeah, I'm so hungry. Then this slop of, what was it, minced beef chunks from a tin, and then it was lamb curry or something, and I was like, you what?
Oh god.
And my partner was like,
I don't need. I was like, I ain't
he was like, no, I'll just have some rice.
I can't remember what excuse I even made, but I just
had some rice and some potatoes.
Yeah, so I was like, I think I just told him I was vegetarian that day.
I think you did.
Just like, to not have to eat it. It was actually
so bad. It was like,
oh my god.
It makes me feel sick. Like, do you know them Christmas dinners in a tin?
Christmas dinner in a tin, you know.
Oh man.
No.
Don't.
But yeah, like you said, the staff, man, like they could do better in it. Some of them.
The staff could do
better.
They're
on good money.
They're getting paid. It's like we've seen a mouse in there, and one of the staff, and I don't care if you're listening, right? But I don't know how you were alright with it. Yeah, you said you used to it. I don't know, but. We seen a mouse, and then one of the staff, I'm screaming, bearing in mind the staff members asked to borrow all sweeping brush to get this mouse right. I'm there like, is it gone? She turns around and goes, oh, I'm used to rats, I am. Like, what the?
I'm just shushing you and that. It's just because I don't want you to wake up the baby.
I know, yeah, but...
She's getting a bit loud, isn't she, guys?
Oh, this
She's getting
topic
loud.
just gets me a bit raging, to be honest. I don't know why this topic come up today.
Oh, it's just what it is, man. It's just come up.
So we spoke about staff.
I was gonna say, but like, how did we get out of there? That's another point. Like, we might
Just
be able
being
to help someone by
honest, just
talking
being
about
consistent, just being, you know, what's the word? Very... what's the word?
Persistent.
Motivated.
Yeah, we was motivated and persistent. Like, who would want to stay there?
Oh,
we
man.
caught cleaners mopping the bath. Come on, man.
Mopping the walls. I turned around one morning, I said to the man, I said to the cleaner, right, and you are slack, cleaner. Anyway, I said to this cleaner, I said, huh? You mopping the wall? He turns around. Bearing in mind, he's been saying hello, yeah, for the past couple of days now. So anyway, I say, you mopping the walls? He goes, huh? Huh? I said, you mopping the walls? Why are you mopping the walls for? And he goes, I don't know, I can't understand. I was like,
God.
what the hell is this place? But and then the day before that, the woman he was cleaning with, she was mopping out the bath.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That was the shared bath. We had our own bath.
I caught them
and
mopping
stuff.
that bath. It's a good job
But the
we had
bath
our own
was for
bathroom.
the outsides,
I'm telling you,
yeah.
some people didn't have their own room,
No.
like, own bathrooms, man. That made me feel bad.
That was the people that were staying in the dormitories. So we had a dormitory next door to us. That was even a different story. But yeah, they was cleaning out the bath with a mop, and it was just grimy.
crazy.
You could just
and the
imagine.
security in there. Oh my days, yeah. One of my friends was actually one of the security guards.
I
as well. That's
know,
crazy
he used to
thing,
get grilled every single day.
Yeah,
He-
I used to-
do you know what? And he did just turn around and he said to me, I can't do nothing about it. I wish I could, but I'm just a security here.
Yeah, I know. I used to just put all my problems onto him, bless him. Like,
I know.
like, oh yeah, you can fix this, mate. Like,
Innit? Like, why am I in
his,
here?
his
You
job
could
was hard
get me
enough.
out
The
of it.
security
I
were literally, I
know.
wouldn't say they were beating people up, they weren't, but there was always
They
someone
had to
there was always
manhandle
someone kicking
people.
off. Yeah, every day.
Yeah,
every day there
definitely
was someone kicking off.
manhandling.
Like, it's a dog eat dog world when you're homeless. No one
It's
really cares.
crazy, like there was windows being smashed. Well, there was one time, yeah, talking to security, I didn't feel secure in that place at all. Being pregnant, right, this could have caused anything, and touch wood, and I'm glad it didn't, but literally there was this man and he slashed himself.
Oh yeah, I know. That was a bit.
I don't want to talk too gruesome on this podcast, but this is real life, guys. Like, this ain't no, do you know
I know,
what I mean?
in the doorway as well.
I'm
when
sorry,
you're
we
doing that,
have to
don't, man. I
talk
can't
about
believe you
this
just
real
brought that
life.
back
We
up.
can't keep it in, like...
I can't believe you just brought that up.
It's
I know.
real life stuff.
I
So
forgot
yeah,
about
we
that
are
until
going
you
to
just
talk
said
about it, to be honest.
You just brought back a flashback. I remember it was.
There was a man, obviously he's going through
that
his
was
emotions
disgusting.
and stuff, and he couldn't get a room in there, I remember, because he kept crying, remember, and he was alright, he was a nice man. But anyway, he had his problems, and see, we attracted them because we was normal like that, like we was understanding for them. But anyway, so there was this man and he slashed himself, and the staff, it was like they locked themselves behind a shield glass, not even glass,
Yeah,
shield wire.
It was like, oh, don't, man.
Locked themselves in the door, and I'm pregnant and I'm standing there, there's blood everywhere, and I'm like, so you're not going to come out and do anything? We're standing there in the hallway, the man could have slashed us, anything. I knew he wouldn't, but do you know what I mean? Same
not the point,
time,
though, is it?
no,
The
it's
staff
not the
just ran
point.
off,
The
like-
staff ran off and just left us standing there like, okay.
Yeah, that
So
was
anyway.
crazy.
And then there was another night when, you know, glass got smashed, and
But yeah, the security, yeah, I give it to them. If anyone was working hard in that building, it was the
it was the security man, yeah.
They were working hard
It were.
every day.
It was, definitely.
Kind of like, to sum all of this up, yeah, living in that hostel wasn't good, and people probably ask themselves, like, why did you not put yourselves through that? Why
And
didn't you
do
just
you
go
know
and get a
what?
private house? Why didn't you just go and live with family again? Or why didn't you just go and do one of them? It's like, you know what it was? Because we were entitled to a council house, and we were told we were entitled to a council house from leaving where we was living before. Mm-hmm. We was living in a private house, and they actually
Yeah.
told us they'd help us by giving us a council house or flat to live in because of the house was in ill repair. The landlord weren't looking to
situation, it
repair
was
it.
bad.
That's a whole other story, but that's why. And we literally got told.
We'll
that
talk about that.
That was basically their excuse for how we ended up in there. When they tell
Yeah.
you you're going to temporary housing, don't assume that means you're going to be living in a house by yourself. That's the lesson here.
Yeah.
And yeah, the moral of the story is long all the way through it, because we lived there for 6 months, yeah, but we ended up getting a council flat out of it. So we did see light at the end of the tunnel. So if you are in that situation and you are homeless, like, stick it out is what I'd say. Even if they do put you in the grimiest, nastiest hostel ever.
Yeah,
you get what I mean?
You won't be in there long.
We're all
Just
talking
as
bad
long
about
as
the
you're
place, but the
motivated.
one thing it did help us get is a council house.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's down to us, ain't it? As well as, do you know what I mean?
Obviously, we had to help ourselves.
Because
What I'm
even
saying
when we
is,
moved here,
it's about doing the
weren't
things that you don't
great,
want to
but
do to be able to get to where you want to be sometimes.
That's it.
You get what I mean? And it's not that we desperately wanted to have a council house. It's just the fact of, when we left that private house and what we was paying before.
And it's more secure. I didn't feel secure
we didn't have
in
a secure
private
tenants
home.
there. It exposed how unsecure private landlords could be.
Because
that guy was
he
nice to
just
us the
wanted to
whole way
sell up.
until he wanted to sell the house.
Yeah. He
That's
didn't want to do
basically-
no repairs, and then
You know
that
what
was
I mean?
it.
And
Left
it's not
us in
fair
the-
for us to say his name, but at the same time,
No.
like, he wasn't very nice about the situation.
No, he wasn't.
He left us to literally live on the street, which
And
is
then
what
he
happened.
put ha 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 when we was living in the hostel, and I said any private landlords. He actually put a laughing thing on my Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Rude.
He's
Like, so
cold-hearted,
if you're
man.
listening to this, karma will come back.
I have to keep shushing her, man. She forgets. Like I said, we're living in the council house now. So it's not very big yet, so the baby's clearly just gonna wake up if
Well,
she
she's
carries on.
sleeping.
But on that note, guys, we are gonna end the show here. Thank you so much for listening. This is episode 3.
If you want to get involved, remember.
You can listen on anchor.fm and you can leave a message on there. Or if you're listening on YouTube, thank you again. Remember to like, share and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen.
Yeah, and also if you do want to know more and not ask us questions about the hostel, then you can go and view it on YouTube. It is under the Broke Producer
Come Up Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got it. It's on my YouTube on Itshissound.
And we've
just
actually
search on
got
there.
another video of when we got the home.
Yeah.
Remember? So,
Or just follow us on TikTok, guys, man.
Yeah.
Just at Itshissound, at Nirvana Paris. Just come and watch the behind the scenes as we treat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. See you again soon.
Bye.
You're listening to Off the Top Podcast.